Welcome back to Listen, I Have an Idea. My name is Heidi, and today is day 8 of NaNoWriMo. Today we're going to be trying to push for 25,000 words. I know you're probably thinking, Heidi, didn't you just reach 20,000 yesterday? The answer is yes. Since I am considering this project NaNoWriMo ASAP, I'm trying to get these words done as soon as possible, people. And I'm already off to a head start because I did a little bit of dictation today, and I do have quite a few of those words done. Nowhere near that 5,000, but you know what? We're working towards it, and we hopefully will get there by the end. Before we get into today's video, I want to talk about your comments that you guys left on yesterday's video where I asked you what your most unhinged piece of inspiration came from, and you guys had some really great responses. First up, we have Avion, who was inspired by Baekhyun from EXO's videos Bambi and Pineapple Slice. I'm really glad that K-pop has inspired you to write your story, and hopefully one day I'll be able to read it. Next, we have Chivalry Totem, who decided to rework some of their stories after going for a night walk. I also really enjoy a good hike or walk to clear my mind, get some inspiration flowing. That's why I went for a hike the other day, and that's probably why I'm going to go for some kind of hike this weekend. Lastly, we have Avery Moore that said Joe Abercrombie is one of her big inspirations because his characters are all a little bit messed up. And I have to be honest, I had never come across Joe Abercrombie before. I did end up Googling him, and some of his work seems really interesting. That being said, inspiration comes from everywhere, and if you're drawing a lot of that inspiration from his characters and his writing style, good for you. Next, we have a question from Kilos of Shade. They ask, you've got all these stories and yet have only finished drafting one project, you said. I'm so curious about that. Why do you think that is? I will tell you exactly why. That is because I have such a hard time saying goodbye to the characters and the worlds that I have developed. Most of the time it's because I like to put the characters through different scenarios in my head, never writing them down, just seeing what I like, workshopping different ideas for the story, and that delays a lot of my writing process. I know that once I write the end, that story is the true version of what I want to happen. If I keep it open-ended and never finish a project, then I never have to say that goodbye. One day I will be finishing a lot more of these projects and actually saying goodbye to these characters. Today is not that day. So let's get buckled in. Today's mug of choice is my London mug. I got this in London last year. Time to jump into the writing. As I said before, I did do a little bit of dictation today on my commute home from work. There's just something about the safe space of my car on the commute home that is so welcoming and inviting. The reason that it is so easy, at least for the last 2 days, is because I've been working on Stardust. Stardust is one of the books that I have very heavily visualized most of the times on my commute to and from work. I've already pictured all of these scenes. I know what's happening, so that's why it's been relatively easy to write. As you can see, we got 1,711 words done. This is a brand new document, November 8th, and that's everything that I've put in here. It is a different scene and a different chapter than what I was writing yesterday. This will follow sequentially with the previous chapter. In Stardust in particular, I am writing every other chapter is a different perspective. So this will be 2 chapters after the previous one that I just wrote. I've done the math. After today's writing sprint of 1,711 words, I have 2,893 words left to write in order to hit 25,000 words today. It is currently 9:25 p.m. and I know that if I were to type all the words, I'm not going to make it to midnight. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of dictation, and I will possibly finish it up with a couple of sprints. All right, let's get writing. I'm also going to cut my bangs. Liz knows what blanket this one is. Do you want to push the button? Of the heated blanket, we have the writing buddy. Time to start writing. So I was in the middle of writing. I am, I think, 3,300 words in so far. Surprisingly, it's only 10:30. These words are flowing. But I'm at a point where I need to reference Google Maps. Not just anything, I think I need to go on Google Earth because I need to see perspective. I'm still writing in Stardust, surprisingly. I thought I was going to jump back into my murder mystery, plotting out the next couple of chapters, but I decided I wanted to rewrite part of what I'd written earlier and write it from the perspective of the guy because I feel like his perspective in this particular chapter would be so cute. So I'm doing that. But in my initial research for this story, I have an entire building picked out of where I want these characters to be staying. They're going to be staying in the penthouse, but I need to know the exact view because I want to talk about what they can see. And I can't remember in my research how far they can physically see from the penthouse suite. So I'm going to go on Google Earth, see what we can see, and then continue writing. Again, the goal is 1,000 more words. I think it's 4,300 that we're trying to hit. I can't remember. It's somewhere in there. So we'll keep writing. We'll see where we get today, but we're going to hit that 25,000. It is 11:01 and I have finished my writing for the day. You guys, look at where we ended up. 5,129 words total. I'm very excited. I'm very ecstatic at that word progress. We hit 5,000 today. 25,129 words. I'm so excited with that. I honestly thought I was going to be going back into my murder mystery plotting, planning up chapters 13, 14, maybe 15. But no, as soon as I sat down, I thought of another idea to continue on in my Stardust chapter that I was writing earlier today, as you saw in the update. But no, I finished it. Not the full chapter, but I finished all my words in that chapter, and I'm loving the way that it's going. Maybe it's the talk of what I was telling you earlier, where I don't want to finish a project because it feels like the characters are leaving me. I have a hard time saying goodbye. I've done so much visualization though on this project. I can pretty much walk you through all the chapters in my head exactly how the characters are going to say it. And so doing it dictation style as opposed to typing it on the computer is so much easier for getting those words out, because I can write it at the speed at which the characters are talking in the scene. When I am typing, I'm obviously not typing at the same speed at which I would be speaking or characters would be speaking. So when I can say it out loud, I can pretty much do it at that. The dictation app on Google Docs does not really do a good job of getting all my words in when I am talking fast. So I just have to be careful to monitor as I'm saying it. That's not something I'm able to do while I'm driving on my commute, but that was something I was able to do today. So I was pausing quite frequently, stopping the audio recording, I guess, or whatever the little microphone thing is to type, fixing the words, re-editing it just slightly, making sure that everything is spelled correctly, and then continuing on. So overall, it was a little over an hour that I was writing, and I got all of the rest of my words done. Now it is time. I got to put those words into the document. So let's do that. Since it is a separate chapter, we are making a separate text document for it. And as you can see beforehand, we have no words added yet today, and we've now achieved all of the words for the day, 5,128. I don't know why it's one word shy on here as opposed to the extra word that was on the Google Docs. So let's just add in a word at the very end. And there we go. We have gotten it. And we've also hit that 25,000 word goal. Let's add our words to the NaNoWriMo website. We are at 5,129. I'm feeling so great about that. Let's update it. My next biggest spike was this. No, this wasn't the biggest words that we've had so far. That was 5,505 that we had on the 3rd. This is our second biggest day so far, and we are officially halfway through. 25,000 words. So happy, so pleased with myself. We're doing really great. I thought for sure at this point of the year, I'd already have so much burnout, but the dictation is really my saving grace so far this year. I know I'm going to have so much editing left to do after this NaNoWriMo event is done, but who cares? The words are done. I'm feeling creative. The juices are flowing. We're doing so good so far. Yeah. I'm really pleased. I'm very happy with myself at how this event so far is turning out. Tomorrow, I am going to finally share with you the cover art for Project ASAP. I'm technically not done it, but it is almost done. I just have a little bit more editing to go. It's a fancier cover, so that's why it's taking me a little bit longer. And obviously it's just a mock-up for this project, but I wanted to have a little bit of fun with it. Today's question is, I want to know what your biggest word day has been in your either writing month so far or your biggest word day in your writing career so far, whether that be during NaNoWriMo events, other writing events. Do you know or do you recall what the biggest number day is? We are not here to judge other people for how big or how little they are writing on a daily basis. I'm simply curious because today was a really big writing day for me, and it was also a very busy day in general. I'm surprised I was able to get so much done in such a short amount of time. That's all. We're not judging people, okay? We're going to support each other because that is what this community is all about. Whether you're writing thousands of words or simply hundreds of words, any writing is good writing. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, but until then, happy writing. Bye. I have to say, my hair in the last couple of videos, thanks to my ring light, has been looking so shiny. I've been using some hair glossing products this year, and I am loving the difference. It's just so shiny, and it looks so healthy, and even though it's so frizzy, it still looks great.